What work industry attracts the most toxic people? Cops. You can be a cop with less training than a person who works in a salon, and you get to have authority and a gun and boss people around, and they can't do much about it. It's also incredibly difficult for cops to get fired thanks to the police union, so they feel they can do anything they want. It's no surprise that job attracts a lot of bad people and not just people who want to help. Fucking mechanics, bro. Every shop place is just a dick measuring contest with that one guy that always knows everything and has worked on stuff that's not even out yet, lol. Like nobody cares. I'm just here for a paycheck. I don't care if you drove a Fiero into space and fixed the Hubble telescope 4 years before you were born, Lamau. In my experience, retail management. They're the kind of people that think they're born to lead, but they just want to control people. Real positions of importance and leadership won't hire them, so they settle for the only thing they can get that lets them fulfill their power fantasies. I'm surprised no one has said marketing. It was always the group that seemed the most conceited to me. They're the folks that had such a shallow view of what mattered. People are impressions, and moving down the funnel is more important than guiding someone to a successful outcome. Hospitality management. I was generalist for a resort and didn't stay long once I saw how toxic they were. 2 HRs before me quit without notice, all saying it was a gossiping environment. After working there for 11 months, I saw it all, and it was all management. Stockbrokers. I have some friends who are stockbrokers. I love them, but man, they are some bullshit artists. And not like, oh, they're a good salesman, and could sell you anything. No, it's like they make shit up as they go along and try to sound confident in what they say. Blue-collar workers, I can't count how many times I've seen on Tik about one of them bragging about how many hours they work and much they do for a company that literally doesn't care if their body turns cold the next day. They will hire someone the next day. School principals. Particularly large schools. I've worked in a bunch of different industries, including with politicians. I've never seen a group of people who had so much power and arrogance with so little accountability. The alcohol sales industry. It attracts 2 types of people: people who think it's a cool job to work for a brewery distillery distributor, and those are full alcoholics who want to be sampling alcohol all day. Lawyers is way too far down. Take the obnoxious people in college, condense them into a single school where they compete for grades, and then release them telling them they're elite and special. We all suck. Cops. I know there are good ones, but goddamn so many are just power-hungry toxic people who thrive on people being fearful of them. Won't deny I do hold a certain attraction towards the female ones though. Since they are a tax scam, I'm going to qualify churches as an industry, and say the leaders of many churches are scammers. They bleed the lines into politics as a form of manipulation. Tech. Any tech. It's getting better, but an industry filled with men that had a lot of frustration on high school leads to a terrible work environment. For everyone. Property management people. It's a thankless job but state mandated, so everyone suffers at the hands of the low quality people who make up this industry. Film entertainment. Literally nothing glamorous about that industry. Like Joe Pesci said, it's a miserable business. I'd suggest do something else. Entertainment industry for sure. Worked in it doing a number of jobs and freelance, and it's full of self-important assholes and toxic pricks. Recruiters. I feel like half the job requirement is to be a good liar. Can't say I've ever met a recruiter who had my best interests in mind. Fashion. When you're an intern and working your way up, it's an expectation to work with toxic people. I'm so glad I left it. Corrections officer. You blame them for being a little salty? They have to get up and go to jail every day. Frowning face. Looking at these comments, maybe a better question is, which industry attracts the least toxic people? Pretty much anything that pays too well for physical doesn't require mental finesse. Gender, ethnic studies and other similarly useless and unscientific majors in universities. DMV staff. They seem to enjoy people not understanding their forms and processes. I don't think too highly of realtors after buying my first house 3 months ago. The entertainment industry. It's got a rep for being cutthroat for a reason. The crazy so-called churches they have in US. Basically a crew industry. Law enforcement. I work in corrections and the toxicity is biohazard level. Construction industry. I've met some very toxic people in the trade. Medicine. Especially surgery. Lots of psychopaths with god complexes. Everywhere I work, the sales department are usually the worst people. Estate agents and traffic wardens outside of the obvious police agencies. Everyone wants to ride to the top and control everything. Big Pharma. Helping people feel better survive gets lost quickly. No one has said psychology yet? It's a little surprising.